Okay, so that first clip you guys saw is something that we all know about at this point in time. Trust me, Matthew Stafford, the infamous or famous, whatever you want to call it, quote by Matthew Stafford during the Cardinals game. And after that game, there was a lot of questions saying, do the Lions even trust Matthew Stafford? They should trust this veteran quarterback that we have. Well, versus the Chargers, they showed the ultimate trust in Matthew Stafford. What do I mean by that? Let's get right into the video. Basically, Darrell Bevell was super aggressive for Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions versus the Chargers. And after the Cardinals game, when they decided to call a timeout after Matthew Stafford's play to the running back that would have sealed the deal versus the Cardinals, as we know, it ended up in a tie. Versus the Chargers, there was a lot of question marks whether or not the Lions actually trusted in Matthew Stafford. And I think versus the Chargers, we got a clear picture that yes, they do believe in Matthew Stafford. And I think they wanted to prove everybody of that, and it worked out successfully because, as we know, we beat the Chargers. The great 12-4 Chargers, we beat that team because we trusted in Stafford. But there's a lot there. First thing I have to do is give credit to that defense, okay? The defense really kept us in it for a lot of that game. We struggled to score a lot of times. Now, it was kind of that kind of game. I think that's how Matt Patricia wanted to play the Chargers. Not a high-scoring affair, kind of the same way he'll want to play the Chiefs. You want to keep it low-scoring, and then you want to ground and pound, control time possession, and win the game. I know we led time possession at halftime. That's kind of how they wanted to play versus the Chargers, and it worked out perfectly, okay? But again, credit to that defense. They bet a lot of times, but it didn't always break. They stood up at the 1-yard line, saved a touchdown with a fumble. I believe some people are saying Jelani Tavai knocked it out. I couldn't even tell. I've heard people say Devon Kennard. I don't know who it was, but either way, it was awesome. And that really saved the game, and we ended up actually winning this game 13-10. But first thing I had to do was give credit to this defense. But like I said, the Lions really trusted in Matthew Stafford multiple times, and here are some examples. The first example is on a 4th down, the Detroit Lions decide to go for it because they are down by 4. And instead of running the ball, which they did a lot of times on must-have downs, they decided to put it in Matthew Stafford's hands and let him throw it. And he threw a quick little curl route right there to Marvin Jones Jr. He threw it so hard. I mean, that ball was a missile right to Marvin Jones. He caught it, fell down, first down. And Matt Patricia had a little bit to say after that. He basically said it looked like a laser. He said, I don't know if Marvin Jones Jr. caught it or it got stuck in his chest. And that's really what it looked like if you watch it again. You guys can watch the highlights back. Boom. I mean, he threw that hard. It was an awesome throw by Matthew Stafford. That was one of the examples of a great time trusting Matthew Stafford. But obviously, as we know, they trusted Matthew Stafford more than that. Another example is when the Lions are winning the game 13-10. And usually when their opponent has one timeout left with 3rd and 6, okay, we run the ball. We probably won't get the first. There's a very good chance we will not get the first because that's what they're playing for. We'll force that last timeout, and then we're just going to put it back on our defense for the second straight time. But no! Not this time. This is not Jim Bob Cooter. This is not the same old Lions. Oh, this is a great example. No, Darrell Bevell says this. Stafford, pass the ball. Apparently, Bevell said that through Matthew Stafford's helmet. He said, pass the football, and while you're at it, go up and snap the ball quickly. So go up there, do a quick snap. And that's exactly what they did. If you guys watch it back, he walked up there really quickly. He snapped it. We caught them off guard trying to shift around, and it was a first down. We did a little play-action boot out to Jesse James, who was able to get about a step on that linebacker and get a first down, and that ended it. We didn't give them another chance with the ball, and as we know, the crowd was on their feet. It was crazy. Stafford said it was great. When he heard the call, this is going to be awesome. That's what he was thinking. This is going to be awesome, and it was. Everybody was super excited, and that's what I like to see, man. Don't give it back to the other team. End it right then and there. Trusting in Matthew Stafford to make the decision off of the play-action boot, which you should as a veteran quarterback. You should trust him. You pay him enough. You should trust this guy. He's done a lot for you, and they trusted him, and it worked to perfection. And even after throwing 2 interceptions in the 3rd quarter, they trust him to throw that game-winning touchdown to Kenny Galladay. Now, it wasn't necessarily like the last play of the game, but they did trust him to take that shot to the end zone, and it worked out. Now, the interceptions that he did throw, they were bombs. I mean, they weren't little dinky-dunk stuff. And that was an exact representation of what Darrell Bevell was doing versus the Chargers. He was being very aggressive. He was taking shots. And he said, I want to show I trust in Matthew Stafford, so here we go. Matt Patricia has said there's 1,000% level of trust, and they showed it. He let him air the ball out, a couple of interceptions, but to be honest, those aren't bad interceptions in my opinion. If you're bombing at 50 to 60 yards and it's an interception, okay, it's basically a punt. But if you're throwing a slant and you're getting picked off, then now you're in a bad position. But with this case, they weren't really bad, but the fact is they still believed in him and they trusted in him. Like, hey, man, go get this done. We're not going to run it out. You're going to throw it to the end zone. You're going to take another shot. Even after all of our shots have pretty much failed up to this point, you're going to take another shot here to Kenny Galladay. And Kenny Galladay, with the great hands, came down with the touchdown. And overall, I think the Lions has proved to us they trusted Matthew Stafford, and that's something that we had to do. We had to get that. If you can't trust your quarterback, you can't win anything. And I always thought they trusted in him. I thought it was just they were trying to make sure that the play clock didn't run out. The Chargers, they 100% showed everybody with 100% certainty we trust in Matthew Stafford, and it worked on perfectly. And one thing that the Detroit Lions did in this game that they haven't done before, what separates them from being the same old Lions, is they stepped on their throats and they did not let up. That is something that Matthew Stafford has said multiple times when he's been in those little hype circles, the huddles when they're getting hype and he's like yelling at them. That's something he's always said. Step on our throats and don't let up till we get what we want, and that's exactly what they did. They didn't let the Chargers have the ball back. They got the interception, and they said, you know what, we're not going to run the ball again. We're not going to give you another chance. You made the mistake. That should be the game. And that was the game because we trusted in Matthew Stafford. We stepped on their throats by throwing that little play-action boot, and it worked to perfection, and we sent them home with a loss. This is a huge win, okay? The Lions don't do this a lot. They don't beat great teams like this, but they did it, and this is the start of something new for the Detroit Lions. I just love the fact that they showed so much trust in him. But again, credit to the defense for stepping up. Credit to, really everybody for stepping up. I mean, we had a couple of missed field goals, but all over the game, we stood up when it mattered most, just like we did versus the Cardinals. If you may not believe me, but we did. We did step up when it mattered most to hold that to a tie. And overall, this team is not the same. They showed the ultimate trust in Matthew Stafford, and that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. Let me hear your thoughts and comments below. The link will be in the description. This link will take you to the NFL tickets because I know all of you Lions fans, you want to get some tickets because as we know, we're not the same old Lions anymore. So what you guys should do is go in the link in the description, click the link to scorebig.com, and they will take you to an NFL website where they have tickets for sale, and you can go and get some Lions tickets. Just so you know, I am an affiliate of this program, so if you guys do buy tickets off of this, I may earn a percentage. I just want to let you guys know that, but it would be awesome if you guys could just check it out for me. Anyways, thank you, Prof, for watching, and I'm out.